This video is sponsored by Dawn Ultra Soap. Dawn Ultra Soap is a soap that takes out all the heavy grease and oil that you find in your dishes. And each time you buy Dawn Ultra Soap, you save a duck a day. So please, buy Dawn Ultra Soap at www.dawnultrasoap.com. So, it looks like Asmongold is at it again. Ugh. Well, this time it's not a crazy opinion. It's more like something that people kind of knew, but I mean, even talking about it now is giving me goosebumps. But basically, some YouTubers dropped a video about a video that he made a few years ago, where he basically said he didn't shower for about a month and a half. Now, mind you, a month and a half is a very long time of just not showering. But I'm gonna say this much. As much as I very much disagree with that lifestyle to like my core, and regardless, anybody can live truly how they want. Now, mind you, okay, there is literally no downside to bathing. A matter of fact, I'm pretty sure one reason why plagues used to spread back in the day is because, well, people didn't bathe. So this was like a regression of the times, but the more you know. Now, anyways, I'm gonna have a tough time with this one. But the point is, so he didn't bathe for a while. Now, actually, I ended up finding a clip of where he said, even the title of the clip said, Asmongold didn't shower for 3 months. 3 months of not bathing. Give me a minute. Oh my god. It's okay. We can do this. Anyways, so here's the clip in question. I'll let you judge for yourselves what you guys think, and then we're gonna get to the rest of the video because it's a tough one.
Could you each say your favorite time Asmongold was wrong? The number one thing was when you said that you just should stop bathing.
Do you want to know what's funny about that?
Sure.
It worked.
You think so?
What
Yep.
worked?
So basically, I was beginning to evolve. And what was happening is that my skin was becoming hard like an armor. And I would no longer get hot or cold. I would just always feel a good, reasonable temperature. And I didn't shower at all for 2 months, actually almost 3 months. Neither of you ever complained about it or talked about it or said anything. Did I smell bad?
Do you think that's because you didn't smell bad or because maybe we didn't want to be rude?
Well, I think it's actually because I didn't smell bad.
Now, whether this is sarcasm or not, I don't know. If it's sarcasm, then amen. Oscar-winning award actor right there. And if he's not joking, then I'm surprised nobody complained. Because maybe it's just me, but when it comes to bathing, I'm somebody who, I think in his video he said like he doesn't sweat a lot. I'm someone who sweats like a ton. I don't know why I sweat so much. It's kind of nasty how much I sweat. Even with like a little bit of exercise, I am like dripping, and I'm just like, ugh. And so naturally, doesn't matter how much deodorant you put on yourself, you still smell. So sometimes I gotta bathe up to like 3 times a day because of how bad it is. So that's just me. But regardless, I always liked the idea of bathing. I'd never miss a day of showering. I should probably post my review if I paid for 365 days of the year. And I felt great. Bad joke aside. So that's what happened to me. But then I hear this stuff and I'm just like, I am blown away just by people talking about it. I'm just like, whew. It's something that I'll never grasp. But then again, understand this too. The way that he lives his life, even though if you've seen his room, oh my god. There's a reason why like his room has been memed so many times how nasty it is. But either way, I lost my train of thought because I remembered his room and the mold I saw in that video. The mold is just like it's oozing. I can see it right now. It's disgusting. Oh my god, oh! as I was saying, the way that you have to keep in mind the way that his life is, he is very comfortable. He makes more than enough money, and he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to go outside. I'm sure he has to do like business meetings and stuff, but hey, he can always shower before a business meeting or something. He can always just stay in his room and just play games all day. Though there's a bit of irony in that, for someone who grinds like 8 hours of like streaming a day, can't take like half an hour to clean himself. I digress. But either way, yeah. So this is someone who doesn't live as a normal person. So that's what you keep in mind about this. So even if you disagree heavily and you're inclined to, just remember, like, take in the context of that. This is somebody who gets to be at home all day, just had to turn on their OBS, get their donations, do their thing, and just do that. But however, as a wise man once said, okay, every behavior has an origin. Everything has an origin somewhere. So, anyways, he actually dropped his his own reaction to the video, and he actually explains a little bit on why he is the way he is. And so I actually wanted to watch it with you guys because I feel like, you know, instead of like just going out of our way and just clowning people and like making fun of stuff, which you're allowed to, I'm more interested in like how someone gets to that point, because someone who doesn't bathe is something I'm trying to comprehend. I just don't understand it. Like, when I think about it, to me it's just 5 minutes in the shower is not a long time. And even if I take 10 minutes, the extra 5 minutes is either me relaxing or me scrubbing the hair or whatever. Anyway, the point is, I like to shower. So I want to understand how someone could take it as they don't shower. So anyways, we're going to actually watch this video together, and then we'll talk about it.
Reasoning behind it, of like some of the reasons why I started being this kind of a person. It's a long story, and it's like kind of a bad story in a way. So like I haven't really wanted to go through and tell the whole thing of like this is how things happen, how everything fit together. Right, but like, yeah, anxiety. No, there's a lot of context to it. It would probably be like if I had to tell and explain everything of like how do you get from point A to point Z? Like it'd probably be like a 30-40 minute video. It'd be a while to explain everything and put it all together. You willing to tell it? Yeah, I would be willing to tell it. Sure. I think that the short-term reason is that I feel like the more attached I am to things and to anything, the more unhappy I am. Like, basically, this is like a general philosophy that I have. This isn't anything specific to, like, any one individual game or anything like that. But, like, basically anything that I used to care about, if I care about something too much, it will end up making me unhappy. So what I try to do is I try to remove caring about so many things from my life. I think the first thing, right, is like whenever I was a little kid, it was hard for me to get away from caring about the way other people thought about me. And then after I went through and I had bad experiences growing up, people didn't like me growing up, certain people didn't like me. And, like I was just like treated badly in certain circumstances. That made me it was like shock therapy, right? Where it's like you get to the position where you have to not care about what people think about you because you know that they'll never like you. Right?
Now we understand exactly where he's coming from. So he says that he doesn't want to, he wants to like detach himself from other stuff. And even later on, he says along the lines of like, oh, I want to separate myself from my body differently or whatever. And anyways, and that's where he was getting at. Now, I'm going to give a bit of a counter argument, and that I feel like, while I agree with the sentiment that you should never like bend over backwards for other people, I feel like some basic hygiene though is never the worst. It's not. It's not bad unless you are literally like hydrophobic, means you're allergic to water, then you should be fine. But it kind of goes to show you that a lot of stuff people will carry on from their childhood or whatever, like traumas or whatever, or like bad experiences, and then they'll keep that in. So from my understanding, to him, he's saying that the idea of like being clean is like thinking about like those other people. He's actually like looking good for other people. Now, mind you, I don't be- I don't really believe, you know, in that philosophy when it comes to cleaning. I clean myself for me. I clean myself for, you know, myself, and that's it. But something that you guys should remember is that it doesn't matter how much somebody on the outside says that they're happy, whatever. If you want to understand how somebody is, and this is coming from like experience, okay, look at somebody's room. All right, just look at somebody's room, and it'll tell you exactly how their mindset is and how they carry themselves. So you can be, I don't know, John the Hermit all you want, but if your hermit cave is all filthy and disgusting, that kind of tells me a bit about yourself. Same thing if you go to somebody's room and there's just stuff all over the place, and mind you, I've seen enough of that in my life where it actually kind of scares me. But the point is, like, I just see it as a way of like, there's a bit more under the surface. And if you ever look at people who like hoard and stuff, it's the same idea. So I don't know if I really agree with that, but the idea of just not bathing is kind of just insane. But anyways, so this sounds more like something that he has to, like, you know, deal with on his own. But I'm not here to tell him that. I'm just here to say, hey, everything has an origin, and he literally told us the origin. So I'm in denial right now. I'm sorry. I'm in mega denial. And, you know, there's sometimes, like, yeah, some people have, like, some poor mental states where it's like, okay, where you end up seeing what's on the outside, whereas they end up not taking care of their body or whatever. But either way, if that's the way he wants to live, then that's the way he wants to live, man. We can't say anything about it. But doesn't mean I have to agree with it. Oh, my God. Like, maybe it's just me, but, like, yeah, anyone ever tell you, like, you smell bad? I'm sorry, that is, to me, that's as embarrassing as, like, your card declined. And I hate when I have to hear that stuff. Your card declined. I'm like, shh, keep it down. Don't tell me my card declined. Like, to me, that's kind of crazy. And, you know, I feel like as well, when it comes down to, like, not bathing, you're low-key a hazard to other people, because who knows how much, like, pathogens you're carrying at the same time. And say I shake your hand, but I didn't know you didn't bathe. I'm gonna be like, well, I gotta sanitize again. You know, you ever interact with, like, homeless people? Regardless of, like, you know, if you're bad for them or not, they are dirty. Like, it's a fact, they are dirty, and you probably should sanitize after you have to, like, you know, if you have to interact with them on a daily basis or whatever. I remember someone I used to work with, they told me a story where they worked with, like, this homeless shelter where they had to wear gloves to do their laundry because there'd be, like, needles and stuff in it. But I'm digressing from the point here. But essentially, that's what I'm just saying. So, while I don't think there's any planet I agree with this lifestyle, and I think this lifestyle is not healthy. I mean, actually, matter of fact, I'm gonna just say it's not healthy. It's not healthy, but at the same time, you can never control how somebody lives, and you can never control how someone wants to live their life. If they want to live their life nasty, then they live their life nasty. If they want to live their life in a pigsty, they live in a pigsty. But, however, you can look at it, in my opinion, say, that's not healthy. You should be able to say that. And that's what a lot of people say. I know a lot of people want to call me, like, dirty and filthy and all that stuff. While it is nasty, I do like to look at the greater context of stuff. So that's why I actually like, hey, let's actually listen to what he has to say about how he grew up. And so there's actually a lot more under the surface than him just not showering. It's a lot of stuff from, like, his childhood or whatever. So I say when it comes to people like this, you know, look at the bigger picture. Don't just look at it like, oh, he doesn't bathe. It's like, whoa, let's look at why he doesn't bathe. And once you understand why he doesn't do it, you can be like, okay, I understand you, but that's disgusting. Because I don't know about you guys, but even at my lowest, I said, yo, let me go hop in a shower and try to feel better. That's just me. That's just me. But anyways. Oh, God, that Dawn soap commercial is going to live rent free in my head. Like, actually living rent free in my head. Anyways, well, I sound like I was I sound like I was going to the 7 stages of what, grief, denial, whatever it's called. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, whatever, leave a dislike if you want to. Disagree, you disagree, I don't really care. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.